Poor Things came out in the UK last Friday, but it hasn't been the cinema's headline act. It's been pretty quiet in the foyer recently, and if any movie's been drawing in an audience, it's been Anyone But You. That's a movie that's been picking up over time, and we'll see if Poor Things can do the same. There was some buzz for Poor Things over the winter period because American reaction has been positive. This was only heightened by its performance in the Golden Globes, where the movie and Emma Stone picked up a couple of awards. The movie is directed by the Greek Yorgos Lanthimos, whose most recent other works include The Favourite, The Lobster, and Killing of a Sacred Deer. I'm a fan of those first two movies I mentioned, and his unique filmmaking style and dark humour. He isn't afraid of getting a bit awkward and weird with it. And from the looks of it, it seemed like everything was going to get dialed up in Poor Things. Something that no one at the cinema knew is that this movie is actually based on a novel by Alistair Gray. So much like The Favourite, it's not actually written from scratch by Yorgos Lanthimos. Many of my colleagues are going to be watching it this week, and everyone has been asking, have you seen it? What did you think? Is it good? And I struggle to find an answer to this line of questioning. The movie follows Bella Baxter, the Frankensteinian creation of Godwin Baxter, on an epic journey through her life. Bella is relearning how to live life from scratch, but she is already in adult form. Imagine you forgot everything you knew about everything. How would you function tomorrow? So predictably, Bella gets herself into odd situations and hijinks. And then in the movie, we go on to experience this fantastical world through Bella's point of view. Emma Stone does an excellent job at bringing Bella to life. The mannerisms of her character, especially early on, are exactly how you would expect someone like her to act. We go on to see her change and grow throughout the movie, so it is an inventive performance in that way. It's hard to imagine any other actress having the vision to take on this part and really making it their own. She's a chaotic character, but also doesn't really seem to care, so maybe she's actually in total control. Mark Ruffalo's character is also really entertaining, and a lot of the humour works through him. He is super cool, which reminds me a lot of myself. Normally you would expect that someone like him would balance Bella's turbulence, but it doesn't really work out that way. There are a lot of explicit scenes in this movie, and it really earns its R rating. But I think they have a purpose for the characters in our story. With some advice, you probably do not want to watch it with your family. The production design has that surreal and dreamlike aesthetic, and every shot seems to take place in a uniquely constructed set. And that fits with sort of experiencing the world as Bella would. It kind of reminds me of Dr. Parnassus's Imaginarium, which feels like a distant memory. It's worth seeing in cinemas to see the settings and wide-angle lenses and other interesting visual elements on the big screen. The score matches the goofiness of the rest of the movie, and it is likable and somewhat inspiring in a strange way. It's quite unlike anything I've ever heard before. Boing, boing. When I left the screen at the end of the movie, I was confused about what I had just seen. While watching it, I did find it funny. But there is a lot to take in. After doing screen checks over the past few days and going back in and seeing little snippets, it has grown in my estimations, and I would like to give it an odd 8 out of 10. It's an epic story and journey, and I want to watch it again before it leaves cinemas because it is a pretty distinctive experience. Saying all that, if you don't like strange and somewhat disturbing movies, I don't think this will be for you. The quote of the film is, Bella. This weekend, The Holdovers, which is already released in America, will be coming out, so I think I'm going to watch that. So until next time,